it was absolutely scary how similar we were, and how tight we were. Now, again, he didn't know I was Scott Payne, FBI undercover, but he knew I was Scott Calloway. And he knew, I mean, it would be to the point to where if we were going out to do an op that evening, an operation, they wouldn't put it in the operations plan, but they would ask, hey, is Scott Town going to be there tonight? I'm like, yeah. And even the FBI cover teams and stuff would be like, good, because they knew that he cared enough about me. He'd take a bullet for me and protect me, and vice versa, really, as me and Scott Calloway. And, I mean, we finished each other's sentences. We thought the same, other than the criminal stuff, and some faith belief systems. But, yeah, that was my tightest. And the second one over the 2 years was probably a guy whose road name was Clothesline, and he was the enforcer for the Taunton chapter. And then after that, it probably would have been the president, which was Joe Dogs, and then it just trickles down from there.
Do you have conflicted feelings when you develop, like, these relationships with these guys?
I did. You can put on as much training. You can get the training. You can be a part of it. I'm still human, you know. Now, was I to a point to where I'm going to go, I'm leaving the FBI and I'm going to become a 1%er?
Some people do, though, right?
I know some people do, but I wasn't there. I wouldn't do that.
How often does that happen?
Well, I don't know. In the FBI, probably not a lot, but those cases are well known. If something happens like that, somebody goes rogue, like, you know, your breach story and all these people selling secrets and getting people killed. Yeah, I wasn't there, nor would I be. I wouldn't be. Well, I would like to think if I did have a 1%er club, nobody would ever infiltrate it, though.
Well, you probably understand how it works.
Just kidding.
But even then,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you're dealing with ragamuffin people. Like,
Yeah.
how do you know? How do you know who's
But
real?
those are like, again, those are my kinds of people. When we're riding around and people are wrestling each other over tables, this is my favorite move, bang. I mean, at one point, I'm driving down the road with Scott Town in a snowstorm, and I'm driving, and I'm like this with my hand. He reaches over out of nowhere and breaks my pinky. Just pop. And this sucker's like 90 degrees. And I'm like, motherfucker. I pulled over. I slammed on the brake. Well, I mean, snow. But come to a stop, and I go, what the F is your problem? And he's looking at me, and he's going, I don't know what he was on, but he was in an evil space, right? And I'm looking at him, and I'm going, look, if you want to effing fight, we'll stand out in the damn snowstorm right now, and we'll go at it. I know you think you can whip me, but maybe I can whip you. And I saw it wasn't going anywhere, and he was getting more and more angry. And I just looked at him, and I went, he's an animal right now. I'm going to diffuse. I'm going to de-escalate, which is really what you should be doing as an undercover. And I look over, and I go, hey, after I pop my finger in, I go, hey, sniff, smell, good boy, friend, like that. I'm trying to calm him down. Then he starts laughing. But that's the kind of stuff you get. But to me, it was no different than being in college, playing ball.
Hanging out with psychos.
Yeah, when you're there in the month of August and nobody is there, it's just 24/7 football.
What was it like when you eventually brought that guy down?
It was sad. It was sad because in that case, there was a point where I had a young daughter, and his youngest daughter was roughly the same age as my daughter. So I'm not at home with my kid, but I'm in his house bouncing his daughter on my lap. And you know, when they're developing as a human being, they're at that stage, they're kind of making the same noises, moving the same way. It was surreal. And then I remember thinking, man, I mean, I really like this guy. You know, he likes to drink, I like to drink. He likes to fight, I like to fight. He likes to ride, I like to ride. He likes to live, I like to live. Like, man, we finished each other's sentences. Everything I already said. And then I look over at his refrigerator, and I see all these stickers and magnets and stuff, and my eyes just settled in on WWSD. And for the listeners that don't know, WWJD is very common in the Christ follower Christian community. What would Jesus do? You see the bracelets all the time. And I looked over and said WWSD. What would Satan do? And I looked and I went, oh, yeah, we're not the same.